I think they're named Ping Ping Pal. You should definitely look into that.
Sounds like a fake company, dude.
Find out who that is.
I'm like, do I want to pursue this? Is this like another girlfriend my dad had, or like what's the arrangement?
Popcorn brand.
We have. Am I the butthole?
Am I the 45 bucks hole?
45 bucks.
Yeah, I told everybody about that, and they think it's the funniest thing ever. 45 bucks hole?
Tycho's like kind of a genius.
Yeah.
All right. Am I the butthole
45 bucks hole.
for selling my deceased parents' house without telling my sibling? All right, that's the title of the
Oh shit!
Wait.
Without telling the
only
sibling?
one sibling inherited?
We need the context. Here we go.
Okay, because I'm like, how can they sell it?
I'll give it.
without-
This is I'll read the story quickly, even though it's very detailed.
Okay.
But then after that, I got.
I'll tell you what. They are the asshole, and my mom did the same shit. And I told my mom, "You're the asshole."
She sold.
Okay, that's probably way more interesting. What?
Okay, but wait, let's go. Can we? I want to hear.
Can I want to hear?
Did you ever have a dweeb? All right. This person writes, "Hey everyone, I'm struggling with a dilemma, and I'm not sure if I'm the asshole in this situation. My parents passed away a few months ago, and I inherited their house. So I'm a 35-year-old female, and my sibling is a 32-year-old male. We haven't spoken in years due to some past issues, and we've never had a great relationship.
Oh yeah, you're the asshole now. I could tell. I could totally tell.
Okay.
After my parents' passing, I decided to sell the house. It needed a lot of repairs and maintenance, and I didn't want to deal with it. I found a buyer and sold the house for a good price. However, I never told my sibling about the sale, nor did I offer to split the proceeds with them. To give some background,
Didn't tell him shit.
To give some background, my relationship with my sibling has been strained for a long time. We grew up together, but we were never close. We had different interests and personalities, and we often fought and argued. As we got older, things only got worse. We had some major conflicts that led to us cutting off contact completely. When my parents passed away, I was the one who took care of everything. I planned the funeral, dealt with the paperwork, and sorted out their finances. It was a difficult and emotional time for me, but I felt I had to step up and take charge. My sibling didn't offer to help or contribute in any way. So when I decided to sell the house, I didn't feel like I needed to involve my sibling. They hadn't been in touch with my parents for years, and they hadn't shown any interest in the house or their belongings. I assumed they wouldn't care what happened to it. Recently, my sibling found out about the sale and is furious with me. They're saying that I had no right to sell the house without their knowledge or consent, and that I'm being greedy by keeping all the money for myself. They're demanding that I split the proceeds with them, even though they never contributed anything to the house or helped with repairs. I feel like I had every right to sell the house since it was legally mine, and I didn't want to involve my sibling because of our past issues. However, I can see how they might feel hurt or left out. So am I the butthole for not telling my sibling about the sale and keeping all the money for myself?
Yes, I don't need your stupid background story about how you don't talk to them anymore. It was the house of their parents, right?
Well, when they say legally
Legally,
is it because in the will only they're supposed to inherit it? Because if that's the way it is, that's what the parents wanted, and all you're doing is executing what the parents.
I think the key is if he didn't contact the parents, that's kind of like you're estranged. At that point, you divorced your own parents.
Yeah.
And then also you weren't a part of contributing to the funeral and you weren't a part of the process, then you decided to abandon that.
You X yourself out, kind of.
So are you entitled to any of it, or is it her story? Because I can also see this going where she just took initiative and did all this stuff, and then she didn't communicate either, and she was like, oh, that asshole didn't do anything and offered anything. We don't know, because this is her point of view, and with her fucking paragraph of justifications as to like why she's estranged to him sounds weird to me.
Exactly.
Raise an eyebrow.
Accessory for me. Big time, huge time accessory.
I think there's a 85% chance she's the asshole.
What is everybody's official vote based off of that information?
I go 87% chance.
My official vote.
Doubling down, huh?
My official vote is what's on the will. If the will says that, or if they didn't even prepare a will, right? And it just went to next of kin, which is the older sister or whatever, then he never had a chance to be on the will. The second line from that is she telling the truth that he was not in contact with them for several years? How long? And like, yeah, because that tells me a lot too. Because you got to at least talk to your parents fucking
Have a
once year.
relationship.
Yeah, and then
Be at their funeral.
yeah.
Is the brother a dancer? Because that would help me make the decision.
Yes, the brother is a.
Oh, well, then, yeah.
No, the brother's in Second City.
You're not the asshole. No, yeah.
Okay, so you know how with these "Am I the asshole" things, there's the bot or whatever tells you to also put like almost a summary of like the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so the person has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole, and you're supposed to write that. And at the bottom says, the action I took was selling my deceased parents' house without telling my estranged sibling and keeping all the money for myself. I might be seen as an asshole in this situation because my sibling is technically entitled to a share of the inheritance, even though we have a strained relationship.
This motherfucker's switching up words. Because if you said, I legally own it, and then they're entitled to it, it's like, what is it, dude?
Correct.
And then they said technically entitled.
Yeah, but now I'm informing my sibling about the sale and not offering to split the proceeds. I might be seen as acting selfishly and disrespecting my sibling's rights as a beneficiary, even though my sibling didn't offer any help or support during the process.
The thing.
Doesn't matter.
They didn't delegate. First of all, they didn't like reach out to the sibling and go, "Can you handle this?" or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They just assumed all control and then go, "I get all the profits."
Yeah. You didn't even help me.
I think that's what people do normally.
People actually do that.
Because them reaching out and trying to work together collaboratively on a situation like that is probably like a out for them where they go, fuck that, I'm just gonna do it myself, and then be like, oh well, you didn't help.
Yep.
Because that's easier for them.
I think they're
to make peace.
190% asshole.
That's almost 200%.
Yeah.
According to my calculation.
Why not?
I know what's gonna make it 200%, but tell us where you're at.
What do you mean?
I know what's gonna make it 200%, but why are you 190?
Because of what was just said.
Exactly.
Why are you looking at me?
You know who the real
My
asshole?
client doesn't have to answer the question.
Have you been eating stuff, or your ears don't work?
I think the real. That's so confusing.
This stuff is tasty.
I think the real asshole is the parents. Because
Oh, for not making it clear?
For dying.
Yeah.
That too.
Or leaving a mess.
How dare you die?
Yeah.
If you know that your kids are fucking fighting and not talking, if you know you have a strained relationship with your son, then you need to fucking create a good exit strategy if you know you're about to die.
Yeah.
Unless it happens suddenly. Because other than that, you're just a lazy fuck. If you're old and you already know, like you're not 40 years old, you know? Fuck them. Fuck these parents.
Fuck them. Fuck the parents.
You know
Fuck
what?
the
The
system.
parents are the assholes.
Good answer.
Maybe the brother's the only chill one, and he's like, I gotta get out of here.
Maybe though, right? Because like,
Maybe.
you know, at the end of the day, when people took this for face value, a lot of people in the comments are like, "You're not the asshole," right? And then as you keep on going down the comments, suddenly you'll start to see somebody be like, "Well, where's the will? What does the will actually say?"
That's the number one thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's my first go-to, is what's the parents' wishes.
And then you go down, you're like, you know, you read people who are paying attention to more details, and they're like, "Well, you said you legally owned it here, but over here you're saying that the brother's entitled to a part of the inheritance."
Because whatever your relationship is to your brother has nothing to do with the inheritance. It's their relationship to the parents.
And the fact that they're doing that, it shows me they don't really probably have an argument, and they're trying to
Justify
attach
it.
emotions
Yeah.
to it to convince me something, and I hate that shit.
It's like, oh, he's been an asshole. Yeah, he deserves it, girl.
Because that doesn't hold up in court either.
It doesn't.
It's all about birthright. It doesn't mean you have to maintain
Nope.
a relationship with anybody.
What are the facts?
And then when the emotions aren't favorable, the user deleted their account.
Interesting.
You know what's crazy? Dead people do leave a fucking big mess. So I thought my dad did a pretty good job because he had a will, and it's like, this is what I want you to do, whatever. This is where I want to get buried. And he has everything stated in there. And then in the burial section, it had like maybe like 5 plots of other places to be buried. So I thought that was like, oh, okay, cool. Like he wants the family to be together. So maybe if his brother passes away or whoever, that's who like they're gonna be buried at the same place. When we went to the cemetery, and I'm like, oh, I just want to confirm all these burial plots. And then out of the 5, only 1 was reserved for my dad. And he goes, oh, he actually sold the other 4. And I was like, what? He never told me that shit. And then I was like, who does sold to? And he was like, oh, like to some like person named Ping Pang Pow or some shit. And I was like, who the fuck is Ping Pang Pow?
You get shirts made?
So I'm like, I don't even know who that is. And I'm like, do I even want to like pursue this? Like,
I think they're named Ping Pang Pow. You should definitely look into that.
Sounds like a fake company, dude.
Find out who that
but I'm
is.
like, do I even want to pursue this? Is this like another girlfriend my dad had, or like what's the arrangement?
Popcorn brand.
Yeah, what did he trade it for?
I don't know. Because that was the
You
last.
think he has assets that are missing?
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Fucking ping pong.
I found 10 G's in his fucking sweatpants.
What the heck?
I don't know if he was like going cuckoo on his last limb or whatever, but like, so when it happened, I went to my mom's house, and obviously it's like a huge mystery, right? Because we all know how he went out. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a note. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I went through all of his belongings, like pockets of blazers, pockets of sweatpants, luggage, small pockets, big pockets, literally anywhere. I'm like, is he hiding shit anywhere? Under the carpeting of the floor carpet of his car. Wow. Like, is there, like, I was searching like, as if like I was a detective, like looking everywhere.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker had like a random like rolled up 10 G's in his fucking sweatpants. I'm like, you've been rolling around with like 10 G's in your sweatpants?
Dude, what if Ping Pong Pal fucking assassinated him?
Oh, at my mom's house?
At my mom's house?
I mean, maybe. That's like...
You gotta find out who Ping Pong Pal.
No, Joe. Keep going further.
Dude, do you think that the Powell family, when they had their baby, they're like, Ping Pong. And then they're both like, yeah, Ping Pong, oh yeah.
Or one guy's like, ping. And the other, the wife's like, pang.
And then, this movie written by white guys.
Ping Pong Pal.